All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Day two
Two.
or day three?
3 for you, 2 for me.
Oh, that's, well,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. This is episode 2 of Two Bros
At Casa Espanol.
podcast.
Yep.
There we go. It's a cool 5:25 in the morning,
Crisp.
Costa Rican time.
Yeah.
Yes. You can hear the monkeys in the background. They're ready to howl. They're getting their breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
So, Matt, how did day 2 go?
Day 2 went amazing. We took a little tour at the Manuel Antonio National Park.
I would not remember the name of that, by the way. That's really good.
Actually before that, we tried to walk to the beach, but took about 6 different wrong turns and almost missed breakfast. But that was a little adventure of itself. We did a little grocery store run and had some good food, and that was about a little short recap of the day.
That's a very quick recap of the day.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, yeah.
Leave it to our little segments.
Yep, good. All right, so let's get into the segments. Let's go to any sport of the day segment.
Sport?
Colby Craze, or the Sam Craze sport of the day.
Sam Cray sport of the day.
We didn't see much.
No.
All right, we didn't see much. We
We
did.
spent most of the time in the national park.
Yeah, but we did pass people surfing, which
Yes,
was
that's
later in the week, and
Yep.
the 2 seconds we were there,
That was
that guy
pretty good.
wiped out.
It was awesome.
He flipped up into the wave.
Yep.
So that was the sport of the day.
Yeah. Would be surfing.
And there was some swimming going on,
Yeah.
if that could be called sport.
Yeah.
So how about the Colby Cray food of the day?
Let me think. We had some amazing food for breakfast and for dinner. Breakfast, we were served eggs with rice, fried plantains, and fresh fruit. Fresh fruit, I think, would be the highlight of the day. It's the first time I've had, like, quite literally picked off the tree and brought into the house mango and pineapple, and it was phenomenal. We also had, after dinner, was pineapple flambe, and it was phenomenal. Amazing food.
I don't know what that was, but it's all freshly cooked. I would say that I'm not a sweet potato guy, and I tried sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah, those
Mashed sweet potatoes?
Mashed sweet
Mashed
potatoes.
sweet potatoes. They were.
They were great.
You put that with the bean, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was fabulous. Yes, another 5-star day at the
Oh, yeah.
food. So let's get into our power rankings. Okay, we'll just
All right.
call this today. Our power rankings are at the park. What
At
could
the
be
park.
people, could be animals, could be whatever. So give me your number 5. We'll go up to 1.
All right.
Number 5 power ranking at the park.
Number 5 spot coming in. This was late into the trip. Would be random iguana that we encountered in a cage. So let me set the stage right here. So we were at Manuel Antonio, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna feed y'all some fresh fruit." And I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." And then I see like these big green cages. I'm like, "What's this for?" And then they lead us into the cage, and then I thought about it. I'm like, "Is this like a zoo for like animals, and they watch us come and eat food?" Because there was a sloth above us, there was deer walking by. Mr. Iguana slipped in and then ate some watermelon off the floor. So that was a fun little encounter of us being the caged animals.
Yeah, I would say that was. I would agree. That'd probably be not my number 5 too. And I was standing there, and he came to me like he wanted me to feed him.
Yeah.
It was sort of like if you ever encountered a barracuda. They just sort of are confident.
Yeah.
They feel like they're in control, and so I was a little taken back by that. Wasn't sure whether it was going to jump on me. And let me tell you why. Because my number 4, and I'll get to you in a second. My number 4 was the iguana battle. We're sitting there by the shore, and on the tree there was an iguana, and I just saw it pumping up and down. Next thing I know, it's another iguana shows up, and the one iguana jumps at the other iguana
Yeah.
and bites it right on the back. Next thing I know, they just fall off the tree. I didn't see him after that,
Wow.
but there was a battle going on. So
That's
that was my
interesting.
number 4, the iguana battle.
Interesting. Number 4 spot for me. It's tough. There was many good things. Say would probably be our encounters that we had with like these smaller animals.
Yeah.
Can I do like the category?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
The
I
smaller
get that
animals.
to you. I think you're right.
Because we saw grasshoppers that were literally like an inch long, and our guides could just spot it like in an instant. They'd be able to see it, and then they'd put a little spotting scope on it. And I think that those little small animals is what kind of like set the stage for the day, because we walked like 5 feet into the national park and there was a frog sitting there and they just spotted it.
It took us a telescope to see it.
Yeah.
They're just spotting these things
Yeah.
left and right. Oh my
It's
gosh.
crazy. I really enjoyed seeing like all the small animals and like how they like affected like the bigger things. Like those little grasshoppers had big holes in the leaves, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say my number. Well, you go ahead. Do you have a number 3? You want me to go
Number
to number 3?
Number three, I would say I put Grandma Joy up there. She brought the energy to the group. She trooped on through the woods all day, even though she thought we were going safari, which I found quite funny. She's like,
After 2.5 hours walking, she said, "I thought this was going to be on like a vehicle."
yeah, it was great, but she kept it fun, and I enjoyed her being there.
She's definitely a hit. Every day she's in our top 5.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I would say she's also well, she's in my top 5, no doubt. She to not complain and to walk the whole time was just an inspiration to me. So
Yeah.
absolutely. And I'll say about you need to be a spotter, man. Because I'll say this is outside of our top 5, but we're sitting here yesterday morning, and Mac is like, "Oh look, there's a deer like a quarter mile away in a little area. There's a deer," and then he's like, "Oh look, there's a monkey." He's like spotting these things left and right. So
Instinct.
Yahoo for Mac spotting. You did a great
Thank you.
job
Thank you.
yesterday.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I think my number 2 was I'm just a monkey guy, and I'll throw sloths into that. But you know, if everyone was looking down at at let's say caterpillar eggs, I don't know, spider eggs.
Yeah.
I'm looking up in the trees for the monkey. So
Yeah.
I just found myself so.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I found number 2 being just watching the monkeys and just amazing. And we were, before we even went there, we were walking back from our walk to nowhere. And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw this group of monkeys coming in. Babies were like on the back, and it was like a ride because the moms are jumping from tree to tree while the
Yep.
babies are attached to the back. I mean, what a thrill!
Yeah.
I think if I could have done that when I was little, if my dad would have jumped tree to tree, I would have been all about it.
That would be great. Well, shout out to Mom while we were watching the monkeys. She was like, then out of nowhere, you just see the monkey, and then there's just a turd all over Mom's arm. I'm like, whew, she got pooped on by a monkey.
That was really good for Kelly to take the hit for the team.
Yeah, I was like,
that was good.
I don't know if that was me, but she took it like a trooper.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Pretty good. I'd say 2 spot for me. I would keep it with the monkeys, but specifically the squirrel monkeys or the TT monkeys. Those small little monkeys, short little brown, or they were long legs, small little body, brown monkeys, and they could just swing from tree to tree. They were energetic. If you see one, there's probably like 5 or 6 following. They're running around, having fun. Seems like a great time. So that would be my 2 spot. Would be the TT monkeys.
Yeah, I think my 2 spot, I had to think about this, would probably be well, you go back to, do you have a number 1? I gotta think a little bit more.
Alright. I would say my number 1 would be our guides at Manuel Antonio, because without them we'd probably only have seen 1 or 2 monkeys, or maybe the dead snake that was sitting in the road. Or
Yeah.
I don't even know if we could have made it to the ocean, honestly, because there were so many different trails. But shout out to our guides who found these animals and made it a safe traveling experience in the park, along with seeing multiple different animals.
I'll say my shout out, my number 2 is probably Elizabeth. The great thing about Elizabeth is yesterday we had Missing White Day,
Yep.
and yesterday we found him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Elizabeth, you let us know where he was every bit of the way. So
That
while
is
we were
true.
enjoying the park, we knew where
Wyatt
Wyatt
was.
was. Getting to Casa Espanola. And
Yep.
we, so when we got back, a little bit after that, took our naps, and he showed up.
Yeah,
So that was
sure.
that was a great day for that. And I think my number one was probably not just joy, but just everybody, because there was no complaint. I didn't hear any complaints.
No.
There was no complaining, and so and we were willing to take the hard road. We got to that fork in the road, and he said, "You want to take the slow way and see the sloth get close? Go the other way." And we all were like, "Hey, we'll go the slow way,
Yeah.
but we want to get close to the sloth."
Yeah.
So, and a fun fact: sloths fall out of trees probably once a week.
Yeah.
That's what we learned yesterday. And I'm not sure where that came from. I just heard it in a conversation. But
Yeah.
sloths fall out of trees like once a week. So, and I thought one was going to fall yesterday.
He was on these.
He was huge. He was probably 3 stories high. It would have hurt to be under that sloth.
Oh yeah.
So, Juniper, you want to come say hey to our podcast team? Here's another hit for the road yesterday. Juniper was, there you go. You can come between us so you're right in the middle. This is Juniper, and she was also a hit because you didn't complain at all, did you? So what was your favorite part of the park?
I think it was the monkeys when they were
Oh, so right here.
yeah, when they were on top of the house.
Oh, they were on top of the house?
Yeah.
They got on top of
You were napping.
I was napping and they were on top of
Yes.
the house. What a surprise. I can't believe it, you guys. And so what were they, how many of them were there?
like 10, 20.
Were they partying?
Yeah. The people were feeding.
There was a monkey party next door?
Yes.
I didn't know it. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to share? Any other cool parts about yesterday?
Everything was good.
Yeah, it was very
I agree with
cool.
that.
No, because everything was good.
And I had to get her to jump in the pool. But I had to handshake on it. She would not jump in the pool unless we had a handshake. So that was good. That was a lot of fun. It was very refreshing. So today, what's going? You're going out today,
Going
right?
out fishing. Leaving in a couple minutes.
Leaving it. It's sunrise here. They're going fishing, and you got to bring back dinner.
Gotta bring back dinner.
Tell them to bring back dinner. There
Yes,
we
we
go.
have.
All right. Well, that's day 2 of Two Bros at
Casa Espanol.
podcast. So come back tomorrow and see day 3.
Thank you.